Okay, looks like we are good to go. So welcome to day 5 of our challenge or boot camp. I can't believe the days have gone by so quickly already. I'm Cynthia Ray again. If you haven't joined me, or just as a reminder, I am your coach for this week, or have been your coach for this week. I am a registered dietitian. I'm a fitness specialist. I've been in the industry for about 25 to 30 years. I've been in practice for private practice as a dietitian for about 25 years. I'm passionate about helping people one-on-one for so many years. I used to specialize in eating disorders treatment and eating behavior, which I love. That's why I've talked so much about emotions and eating and food behavior over the past few days, because it's a passion of mine. And I really think it's important to address when we're talking about making change and just understanding how our brains work, how our emotions work, and how they're involved with our decisions that we make day to day, especially about what we eat. So anyhow, so welcome back again. Before we get started though, if you did not see my message on Facebook, grab a quick second, and if you are not driving and you're at home or somewhere where you might have a snack around, could you grab a piece of fruit, just a small little piece of fruit, whether it's like a raisin or any kind of piece of dried fruit, or just any kind of piece of fruit that you want to grab. We're going to be doing a mindful eating exercise towards the end of our talk today. So I want you to grab that to have it ready. So welcome back again. Go ahead and introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself to our group in the chat, and let me know where you're coming from again. And let me know how many lives you've come to so far this week. How many times have you joined me live? I know we've had a variety of people here, and it'd be great to see who has been here. I'm going to be giving away a prize that's a little bit unique this time. At the end of our time together today, you're going to see what this prize is, and it's going to be based on how many lives you've attended as we've been together this week. So if you could comment where you're calling in from, where you're tuning in from, and how many lives recordings you have attended this week. So awesome. Thank you so much. And what else do I have for today? Oh yes, our winner of the Starbucks card for yesterday's challenge of cleaning out your kitchen and letting me know about how it went goes to Alicia Placencia. I hope I said your last name correctly. So congratulations. I let her know already on that prize, and I will email you. Thank you for replying to my personal message. I'll email you the Starbucks gift card. So congratulations, and thank you so much for participating and doing that. Not just for me, but for doing it for yourself and moving you one step closer to your total wellness lifestyle. So congratulations on that. So today I really just kind of want to do an overview of the things that we've been talking about this week and some reminders, and just talk about a little bit more about diving into a little bit deeper to a couple other things before we go. And then I also want to share with you the benefits, or why would you even want to do the 21-day sugar detox with us after this. So I know some of you have wondered if what we're doing right now is actually the 21 sugar detox book, but this week was just a 5-day quick little sugar detox boot camp to get you jump started and ready to go for the full group, the full book challenge, which is full 21-day sugar detox, which will take you from short-term to long-term. And I'm going to show you how to do that day by day for the 21 days in our group. That's a private group. It's $17 for 30 days to be part of our private Facebook group. And I'll be in there doing weekly Q&A, a little bit of education, and then just throughout the week, maybe throwing up some new recipes, getting some input from each of you for our accountability, and then also helping other people in the group, helping each other in the group to get more accountability, and also answer questions or just feel supported, because it's huge, right? We know that there's an increased 95% increase rate of success when you have an accountability partner and or accountability group. So I would definitely recommend that you join us for that starting on Monday. And again, I'll put the link on this post when we're all done in the chat. What else is there? I think that's it for now. So let's go ahead and dive in. So today's topic is breaking the cycle forever. Learn how to easily exit the sugar cycle and move into a life of freedom, energy, vitality that you are meant to live. So my focus today is to really help you to know how to do this for the long haul, not just for these 5 days, but then give you some tips on how to do it past this point. And again, I'll be giving a lot more detail about that in the group starting on Monday for 21 days. All right, so the sugar cycle itself, I think I have a copy of it here. Let me see if I can share my screen. One sec. Let me grab that. Have it here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so here it is. So this is the sugar or carb addiction cycle. So this is pretty much what we've been talking about all week, the way somebody can get hooked on sugar or simple carbohydrates is basically based on low blood sugar and insulin. So it starts out here at the top with eating carbs. And remember, we learned that eating carbs does not trigger your satiety signal. It only triggers your desire to eat more with the ghrelin. And then, so when you eat carbs, you may be eating calories, but not really feeling full or satisfied compared to eating, we talked about yesterday, 500 calorie piece of cake compared to 500 calories worth of avocado or even chicken, like a bowl of chicken. You'd get much more satisfaction from that than you would 500 calories of cake. So when you're eating carbs, it leads up over here to high blood sugar. Of course, we get that blood sugar rush. And then with that blood sugar rush, lots of insulin comes in. Sometimes if it comes in quickly, your pancreas will actually over-respond and release too much insulin into your bloodstream to bring that carbohydrate or sugar into your cells for energy. When the insulin release is happening, especially on a regular basis, you're going to see excess body fat production as a way, kind of like a form of survival. Your body thinks that for some reason you're taking in a lot of sugar for extra energy because there may be a famine coming up soon. So back in the hunter-gatherer days, that was something that we may experience as humans. So body fat production, and then followed by low blood sugar. So you have the spike in blood sugar, then back down to the valley of low blood sugar. And that low blood sugar is going to naturally lead you to wanting to crave more sugar. So eating more carbs, and then the cycle continues. So today, what I'd like to do is to go through and share with you how to break that cycle. So I know we talked about it a little bit, but I really want to get into specifics of this today. So how to exit this cycle, which I know a lot of you guys might have been doing already. So the best way to exit the cycle is initially make a plan, set an intention just to say no for now. It doesn't have to be forever. I know sometimes that could be scary. It's like, man, how could I not eat sugar for the rest of my life? So realistically, it's not doable. I mean, maybe for some, if it's sugar, something that you really struggle with and needs to be out of your life, that's okay. But for others, it's not necessarily realistic because we do still enjoy it, right? There's still a place for it in our lives. We just need to know how to do that in a healthy way. So just for now, while we're doing this challenge and detoxing, whether it's these past 5 days or for 21 days or 40 days, however long you want to do it, just set your intention for saying no for now, and that's okay. The days are going to go by anyway, right? You might as well go for it and just use those days to the best of your ability and get it done. So let's see here. So just say no for now, know what the triggers, know what your personal triggers are for eating carbs. I know sometimes it can be emotional, something specifically emotional. Maybe you eat carbs for comfort or boredom, or just out of habit. Maybe you sit on the couch and when you do that, you automatically grab something sweet to eat, or even a bowl of popcorn, but right now we're talking about sugar. So maybe you grab something sweet to eat, take a seat, or maybe even a glass of wine. I know some women will do that too. So maybe know your triggers, know what it is that triggers you, and find other solutions for that. So knowing that more carbs equals more hunger and less satiety, knowing that you might have more fat deposition and elevated insulin levels with too much carbs, and then also, like I said earlier, emotional triggers. So when this happens, in order to get out of the cycle, make sure to learn what to choose to eat instead of sugary foods. So if you do tend to sit on the couch at night and sit down for your favorite show, Instead of grabbing a bowl of ice cream or some cookies or a brownie or something sweet or a glass of wine, have in mind what you can have as a sweet treat alternative. I know I gave you guys that list earlier in the challenge. Um, have in mind what you can have instead, or just sit down with a cup of tea, a cup of decaf coffee, maybe some water. Some sparkling water is always tasty with a squeeze of lime. Something else that you can have if you feel like you need to eat something. If you really need to munch on something to get that release of stress or negative energy, grab a bowl of carrots, of baby carrots to get that crunch, or some celery. I know it's not sweet, but sometimes you might discover you just need that crunch to release. Another thing, the thing you can do is take your magnesium for eliminating sugar cravings. You can take your vitamin B for keeping your mood stable. You can take your L-glutamine for another way to offset cravings as well. But number 4 is enjoy simple carbs as a treat on a special occasion or for a special opportunity. This is something I tell my clients all the time, and they've really benefited from, and I do with my family and myself, and myself, I do it this way, is I like to set aside my carbs or sugary foods for a special occasion, or only go to the one that is my absolute favorite. I definitely will not sacrifice my opportunity to enjoy something sweet and sugary if it's something that I'm okay with. I'm only going to go for what I love. My favorite sweet treats is an affogato, which is basically a scoop of gelato ice cream with a topped with espresso. Or I like to get, what's the other one? Tiramisu is my other favorite. So if I want something, I'm going to hold out for that. Sometimes I might want a brownie with some ice cream. So I'm not just going to grab whatever. I'm going to set it aside for a special occasion and really enjoy it and taste it. So I would encourage you to do the same. What else? If you feel like you're getting re-triggered when you start eating sugar again, maybe think about what it is that's a struggle for you. Maybe sometimes it might be that, pathway we talked about the other day, where you have that sugar cycle pathway set up in your mind, but you just need to set an intention in advance and access the logical, rational, self-control part of your mind to help to offset it a little bit. Another thing that you can do, let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, so we're talking about triggered, if you feel triggered when you're eating, instead, like I said earlier, if you set your intention in advance, I'm only gonna have something sweet on a special occasion, just know that. And if you are triggered, let's say you have your special sweet treat and you are triggered during the week to want more, usually the next 2 or 3 days after that, same thing, just have a plan in advance. Know what you can eat instead to replace that sweet treat, and just know that for now, you're saying no to that special sweet treat. So these are tips that you can take for long term, so that you can reintroduce sugar into your diet once in a while as the occasion arises. So the other thing we like to do as a family is we like to select a day of the week for our sweet treat day. We used to call it family dessert day. So when the kids were younger, we would have a dessert day. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, and we would go in the afternoon for a special treat. We would all decide earlier the week, what are we going to have this week for dessert, and we'd all go out and enjoy it together, and then look forward to that. So I know too with my kids, if they wanted something else, like, oh, that lollipop looks really good from, the guy at Trader Joe's would give my kids a lollipop and say, oh, that's really good. Or here you go, here's a lollipop from Trader Joe's. And like, oh, this looks really good, Mom. Can I have it right now? And like, you know what? Okay, you can decide to have the lollipop now, or you can have our family treat day dessert with us later today. So they'd have a moment to decide, and whichever they decided is what they would do. And more often than not, I would save the lollipop in my purse for another time, and they would opt in for the family dessert day treat instead. So that's something you can do. Let's see, definitely avoid using sweet treats as a reward, whether it's to calm you, to calm anxiety or stress, or to show love to yourself, or to show love to others. It's definitely, you want to create that divide between emotions and food. Although, if you are having a great time and enjoying a special party and you are enjoying sweet treats, it's kind of all part of the event, and just selecting those special times for you to do it once in a while is perfect and ideal. If you're feeling like you're really stressed and you don't know what else to do but go for something sweet to eat, Use other stress relieving techniques. Like I talked about before, you can either do like a 30 minutes distraction time. Usually if you walk away for about 30 minutes from the sweet treat opportunity, it'll usually go away. During that time, you can, like I said before, you can do some hard exercise real quick, just kind of like that, get rid of that fight or flight thing. You can run really fast, run really hard in place. You can do a bunch of push-ups, run up and down the stairs real quick. Just be careful. Release that energy and tension. Like I said before, you can take your hands together, press them hard for about 5 to 10 seconds and release, doing it about 6 times, and you'll start to release some tension. You can even put your hands on top of your head, press down really hard and release some tension that way, and then release and do it again about 5 or 6 times. Deep breathing is amazing. Again, taking 5 to 6 deep belly breaths, breathing in for a count of 6 and exhaling for a count of 3 will really calm your whole nervous system down. So that's something that you could do too. Like I said, for organizing something is a great way to put your mind in a different place in your brain, so that way you're not thinking about the sweet treat. But anyway, so just some things you could do to calm anxiety if you need that in the moment. Let's see, what else can we do? Number 9, when you do decide to eat a sweet treat, make sure to do it mindfully. So enjoy it thoroughly, savoring every bite that you have and enjoying the moment. Mindful eating is a hugely important practice when it comes to these kinds of things, because you'll be able to really get the most out of it. And you may even find that you don't even finish it all because you've gotten enough sweet out of it. You also might find that after you finish doing a detox that you're definitely more sensitive to the sweet flavor. So the sweet that you had before might seem really strong, and you might not be even able to tolerate the amount that you used to have in the past, which is a good thing. So if you have it ready, let me check my Facebook real quick here. If you have it already, go ahead and grab a piece of fruit from your kitchen, or a piece of a raisin, something like that we can practice. Let me know if you have something available so we can start this, or if you don't, nobody does have anything available, then I can post this exercise later and you can do it on your own time. So just let me know real quick. Oh, hey Tracy, how are you? She said she's joining from Virginia. She's come to 4 of the 5, but didn't listen to the replay. Cool. And then we have Jane from North Dakota. Hey, Jane, I'm sure the weather's awesome up there right now. We're from Idaho, North Idaho, so I kind of can get it. We're in Florida right now, and it's super rainy outside, as you can tell. Okay, Annette, you got your raisin, and Jane, you're ready. Okay, you both have something. Okay, so we'll get started with that. All right, let me go ahead and grab that information. All right, so this particular, hey, Nornette from New Jersey, awesome. Sherry from Virginia. I'm sure it's beautiful over there too. We love traveling and discovering new states. So, okay, so this class we won't have as much Q&A time because I'm going to do a couple things, exercises together today. So if you have questions, whether you're watching the recording or watching this live, ooh, juicy pear. Thanks, Tracy. If you're watching this recorded or watching this live, you can still post in the comments accordingly, and I'll go back and check it. But feel free to participate in this mindful eating exercise, whether you're watching it live or recorded. Okay, this is will be a huge help when you're eating anything really, but something sweet and enjoying it. So, okay, so this is how it goes. So if you have your piece of fruit or a little raisin, if you have your fruit, just take a small piece of it or a small bite of it out. Don't eat it yet though. Just put it to the side or slice a piece off. We're just going to take a bite-sized portion of the food, and then you're going to put it in your mouth, but not quite yet. So I'm going to go through the steps and then you'll just follow along. All right, so here we go. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your raisin or piece of fruit, and you're going to hold it in the palm of your hand, or you can hold it between your finger and thumb, depending on how big it is. So you can hold it. All right, as you're holding it, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to see it. We're going to practice different senses. You're going to take time to really focus on it. Gaze at the raisin with care and full attention. Imagine that you've just dropped in from Mars, and have never seen an object like this before in your life. Okay, so let your eyes explore every part of it, examining the highlights where the light shines, the darker hollows, the folds and ridges, and any asymmetries or unique features of the piece of fruit. Okay, all right, then let's do sense of touch. So turn the raisin or the piece of fruit over between your fingers, exploring its texture. Maybe the pear might be a little juicy. Maybe do this with your eyes closed if that enhances your sense of touch. So take a moment and do that. Okay, now we're going to smell. So use your sense of smell. Holding the raisin or piece of fruit beneath your nose, with each inhalation, take in any smell, aroma, or fragrance that may arise. As you do this, notice anything interesting that may be happening in your mouth or your stomach, basically as you prepare to eat something. All right, number 5, let's place it now. Now slowly bring the raisin or piece of fruit up to your lips, noticing how your hand and arm know exactly how and where to position it, which I think is so cool. Gently place the raisin in your mouth or piece of fruit without chewing it. Don't chew it yet. Noticing how it gets into your mouth in the first place. Spend a few moments focusing on the sensations of having it in your mouth, exploring it with your tongue. It might even start to melt. There's enzymes in your saliva that digest carbohydrates immediately. There aren't any for fat or protein in your mouth, which is pretty amazing. Okay, number 6, tasting. When you're ready, prepare to chew the raisin or piece of fruit. Notice how and where it needs to be for chewing. Then very closely take 1 or 2 bites into it and notice what happens in the aftermath, experiencing any waves of taste that emanate from it as you continue chewing. Without swallowing yet, notice the bare sensations of taste and texture in your mouth and how these may change over time, moment by moment. Also, pay attention to any changes in the object itself. All right, now swallowing. When you feel you're ready to swallow the raisin or piece of fruit, see if you can first detect the intention to swallow as it comes up, so that even this is experienced consciously before you actually swallow the raisin or piece of fruit. Okay, now finally see if you can feel what is left of the raisin or piece of fruit moving down into your stomach, and sense how your body as a whole is feeling after you've completed this exercise. All right, so that is the mindful eating exercise. So as you can see, it's pretty amazing how much we can pay attention to food and how much we can pay attention to our bodies and everything that it takes to do what we do, and how we process, digest, taste, experience, even moving our hand to our mouth and the process of chewing and the saliva. It's pretty amazing how God made our bodies. Sometimes we just totally forget. But now what you can do, I don't expect you all to do that much detail when you're eating your desserts. But if it's something special that you really want to enjoy, and let's say you're at home, I would say make it special. Grab your special sweet treat, make sure it's your absolute favorite, make it a nice meal, put it on a plate, a pretty placemat, a nice plate, fork and knife, or a spoon, depending on what it is, and eat it mindfully. Just really enjoy, savor, thank God for what it is, thank God for being able to have it, be mindful of who made it, the process it took to get from nature into the form it's currently in, who was involved in this whole process, and thanking God for the money to purchase it. So just being really mindful and grateful for the food that you have and how it arrived in front of you. So I would definitely encourage you all to do that. So if you want to share in the comments real quick, how did that go? What did you think? How did you feel? Let me get to that. So I hope you all enjoyed that. It was really cool. So as we finish up, you can comment as we go. But as we finish up, I just want to go over a couple things. So one of the things is within some practical ways. I'll also post these when I'm done here onto this particular video because I know we're kind of running out of time. But um, practical ways to helpfully meet your emotional needs. So a lot of times, if we're not mindfully eating, we may be emotionally eating if it's not for hunger. So if you're feeling like you're eating for emotional reasons, instead of reaching for food, maybe reach out to a friend for accountability, for comfort and reassurance for whatever's going on in your life that's driving you to feel that way. Um, Maybe I would even say journal and grab a glass of water or hot tea. Just sit down and take a moment to journal about how you're feeling. Look inside your heart and see what you need more of in your life, um, that your food can never fulfill. Then also, what would help too is maybe reciting the scripture we've had for this week, Hebrews 12:1-3, and rid any of your burdens. Keep your eye focused on what your why is and why you're doing this, and why it's important to you. And like I said before, the days are going to go by anyway, so you might as well make the most of them. Also, what really helps is even taking a hot shower or a bath. I know the water has to be hot for it to be really effective, so that's helpful. You can also intentionally set some time aside each day, whether it's getting up early or staying up just a tad bit later to spend time in prayer and meditation, really connecting with yourself and with God. Create a sleep routine that you look forward to. Grab some water or hot tea, maybe something, if you need something to eat, munch on something crunchy like some veggies to fill you up, instead of eating something, maybe doing some deep breathing before you go to sleep. And you're going to wake up in the morning feeling so good and also so proud of yourself for making a decision not to eat something sweet before bed or grabbing that glass of wine. So set that intention. You can also do this thing called the apple test, where if you feel like you want something to snack on, but you're not quite sure if you're hungry or not, you can think to yourself, if I only had apples or if I only had saltine crackers in my house right now, would I eat them? Right? So if the answer is no, then you're probably not hungry. You're probably hungry for something else, emotionally speaking. Like I said before, organizing something or just walking away is from the situation is super helpful. Getting away for about 30 minutes to reset your mind, maybe going, taking a hot shower, or calling a friend, or organizing something in the meantime. So I hope that's helped you. I hope it's been a blessing to you. It's blessed me to be able to teach you. And if you want to invite a friend to do the 21-day group with us, I would definitely do that. You can do the 21-day, here it is, my 21-day sugar detox book in a group. I designed it so if you want to do it like in a small group with friends or like in a book club or just on your own, that's something. But again, more accountability, the more success you'll have. You're free to do it over and over again, depending on how often you need it. Going back to it for some reassurance is also helpful too. So I would definitely recommend, I'm here. I wanted to create the private group for you all because this is short term, but my goal is to show you how to have long-term results. I struggled with my own relationship with sugar. And when I was in high school, I struggled with bulimia and anorexia and over-exercising, basically exercise addiction. And because I was eating in the 90s, low fat or no fat, I was constantly hungry and craving sugar. And because sugar was a low fat food, I thought it was okay. And it was better than eating fat, but I actually ended up spiraling into the sugar cycle and was out of control. And I was confused because I was taught that sugar was okay and carbs were okay because it was low fat and I wouldn't get fat. But I just noticed myself, the more I ate no fat, the heavier I was getting. And it was super frustrating because my goal was to get thinner. So I've been there and I've been recovered. I've been healed from that. I really feel that God was a huge component of my recovery. I've worked in eating disorders treatment for years and have seen so many young women and men and older women struggling with food and have been able to teach them how to get out of it. But I've found the common denominator is bringing God into it. So when God was into it, their recovery was probably 95% guaranteed. With his healing and his wisdom in there. That's why I created this book. Within it, it's kind of like a daily devotional. For example, I'll show you a chapter. For example, it says here, if you can see it, but it says here, day 9, types of sugars to avoid. It starts out with a scripture, then a little area of reflection, which is actually the educational component of the book. And then some at the end here, after the education, we have some key points, and then put it into practice section, which shows you how to implement the things that you've learned that day. And then also ends with a prayer on how to get through it. And then also gives you an opportunity for an affirmation. I give an affirmation each day so that you can reaffirm the things you've learned to yourself. And then a little bit of a section for journaling, where I'm kind of checking in on you and helping you along your journey and allowing you to journal anything that's going on in your life. So each day is just like that. And it would be an honor for you, for me to have you do this and be blessed by it and let God speak to you through it. I know he was instrumental in the creation of this book and really has been in this whole process. So I pray that it will be a blessing for you and your friends. Definitely spread the word. God's on the move. God's on the move. And I was so excited to have you all in this group. So be sure to join us on Monday for the private 21-day challenge or support group. And I'll share the link here on this group chat with how to do that. Also, make sure to post a picture of yourself with the book in hand. Today's the last day to post to be part of the raffle for the grand prize of the beautiful Coach handbag, and then a 90-minute free assessment session, one-on-one session with me for nutrition counseling, and a customized meal plan. It's super cool. I haven't done private practice work, I don't know, probably in a few months now because I've been focusing on my book and group coaching. But it'd be an honor for me to work with you one-on-one. And if you want to work with me one-on-one anyway, just go to my website, wellwithinnutrition.com. I'll post that too, and you can set up a time to meet with me. So anyway, thank you so much for being a part of this. And I pray that your journey will continue successfully and that God will continue to lead you into the path that you need to grow from the most. So anyway, so let's see. Oh yeah, the prize for this week. So if you have whoever in this group has attended the most live sessions, I would like to gift you a free 30 days in our private 21-day support group. So it's a $17 class, but much more value than that with me as your coach in there. So if you, whoever, I'm going to take a look, make sure to comment whether you're watching this recorded. Actually, if you're watching it live is what we need. Who has watched this video live the most? How many times have you been live in this class? And whoever has been the most will receive 30 days free in this 21-day sugar detox challenge private group. So let me know, comment in the section, comment in the comment section and let me know if how many days you've been here live, and I will get back to you. If there's more than one person who's been here, let's say there's lots of people who've been here 5 days or 4 days, I'll do a raffle from there for that. So anyway, thank you again. And if you have any questions for me, I will take a few. I know running a little ahead or behind, but that's okay if you want to stay. I'm available. Let's see here. I can answer some questions. If you need to go, feel free to go. That's fine. I just want to be available for anybody who might have some questions. Okay, let me go up here. So Nornette says we're doing the mindful eating exercise. She felt like she was eating a piece of fruit. It felt like I was eating the piece of fruit during the smelling exercise. Yeah, that's pretty cool how that works, right? And then Annette says, I really felt my mouth water even before I put the raisin in my mouth. And wasn't that so cool? So much that I had to swallow that, which was sweet, before swallowing the raisin. And then Annette says, thank you, Cynthia. I have the ebook of your 21-day book. Awesome. Yay. I will keep your book. Okay. And we'll keep going with no added sugar. Jane, thank you. Great information. I will have the ebook and we'll probably join you next week. Yay. Awesome. I will look forward to seeing you there. You're welcome, Nornette. And Jane has watched 4 live. Awesome. And Tracy, thank you for setting these up. Yes, it's my pleasure. So I am happy to have you all here. And feel free to share these videos. I actually have them posted in our group in the Wellness Solutions with Cynthia Facebook group. So I have them in there in the files section, and they're set aside as a separate album. So if you want to go back and watch them or share them, you can invite a friend to the group or share them with a friend. They're actually also posted on my YouTube channel. I believe it's under Well Within Nutrition on YouTube. You can probably also search out my name and find it there, but all the videos are posted there. So feel free to share them. I have lots of other educational videos on my YouTube channel and would like to invite you to that. But anyway, we're going to continue on in this particular group, and I will continue sharing wellness information generally, and then you can continue to use it as a support group as well. So anyway, that is about it. Thank you so much again, and have a beautiful weekend. Oh, be sure to post a picture of yourself by tonight. I'm doing the raffle tonight for the purse giveaway. So take those pictures, posted on social media, on your page, on your personal page would be ideal. Tag me on the post and I will enter you into the raffle that I'll be drawing tonight. Okay, have a fantastic day and weekend. Bye.